President Trump asked me to run, and wasn't something I expected, wasn't something that I was asking for, but God saved his life so that he could save the world. And since he says he needs my help to make that happen, then that's what I'm going to do.
State Senator Randy Fine is President-elect Donald Trump's choice to replace Congressman Mike Waltz, who's been tapped to be the president's national security advisor.
Randy Fine joined the Friday Free-for-All to introduce himself to local voters.
I'm the third-generation Floridian. My family came to Florida after they immigrated to the United States. I moved back to Florida full-time in 2006, and I'm a retired businessman. I started with no money, and started and built 3 companies that were fairly successful. After I retired, I decided to run for the legislature because I was angry about education in the state. I didn't like what kids were learning. I didn't like the involvement of parents, and I didn't like the lack of school choice. And so over my 8 years in the legislature, I fixed all of those.
Fine says President-elect Trump knows that he doesn't live in Waltz's district, but he says that shouldn't matter.
I think he also knew that the issues that matter to District 6 aren't dissimilar to the issues that matter to Americans. I have yet to speak to one Republican voter who tells me their number one issue isn't sealing the border and illegal immigration. Well, that's the same issue no matter where you are. So whether it's illegal immigration, inflation, foreign affairs, these are the issues that matter to everybody. And under state law, actually under the Constitution, you only have to be a resident of the state. So it is our founding fathers didn't thought being a resident of the state was good enough, and so that's where we are. But I think on the federal issues that matter to folks in Washington, I'm as familiar with them as anything. And then on the local issues that matter, I've spent 8 years working on water issues, on infrastructure issues.
Tomorrow we'll hear more from Fine on how he plans to address issues of local concern. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Daryl Moody.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, December 16th. Whoever succeeds Congressman Mike Waltz will need to first secure victory in a special election.
U.S. Representative Waltz has resigned effective January 20th. A special election has been called to fill the upcoming vacancy in Congressional District 6. This is a partisan office and a county-wide election, which will include both the primary and general, with the special primary election, January 28, 2025, and the special general election, April 1st. Flagler County Supervisor of Elections, Katie Lenhart.
Mike Waltz will be taking a position after January 20th. He has resigned his position. So that leaves a potential vacancy in which the state was able to establish for us some election dates. It's a special election. They're all very special. This one is extra special. So we'll have a special election January 28th. There are 3 Democrat candidates and 3 Republican candidates. So it's a closed primary for only those registered Republicans and registered Democrats in the county.
All of Flagler County is within Congressional District 6, which also includes all or portions of St. Johns, Putnam, Marion, Lake, and Volusia counties.
This is where the party nomination happens within the district. So those independent libertarian candidates and even a write-in, those go to the general election. That general election will happen on April 1st. It's not April Fool's. That really is the election date, April 1st.
Florida is a closed primary state. If you wish to vote in this special primary election, you must be a registered voter in the party for which the primary is being held.
That's correct. So if you're registered Democrat, you'll get the 3 Democratic candidates. And if you're registered Republican, you'll get the 3 Republican candidates for rep in Congress.
The party change deadline for the upcoming primary election is December 30th, 2024. For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
You always had some great ideas about what was going on. We got very involved in shipbuilding, trying to push those numbers up. I'm very happy to see him get this position.
Congressman John Rutherford gave Liz Ryan his thoughts on President-elect Donald Trump's choice of National Security Advisor.
Michael Waltz, Congressman for District 6, will be joining the second Trump White House. Rutherford thinks he's a good choice.
I think if you look at his history, obviously, first Green Beret in Congress, he's written several books on warfare and how to properly prosecute. And even in a Cold War situation where, understanding that we have to have a strong economy We have to have a strong military, and we have to have strong diplomacy all across the world if we're going to keep America safe.
9 candidates have qualified for the race to replace Congressman Waltz. Rutherford is backing the same candidate as President-elect Donald Trump.
I actually endorse Randy Fine. He's got the experience. He's well thought of.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Licio with your WNZF local sports update.
Game 1 of the Battle of Belterre took place in front of a full house on the basketball deck of the ship Friday night.
30 seconds gone by with scoreless. Deep three for Anthony Hampton.
Hampton's first of 3 trays starts the scoring. The Pirates came right back.
Deep three for McCoy off the glass and in.
Jezariah McCoy ties it up. He had 10 in the game. The Pirates led 13-12 after 1. The second quarter belonged to Pirates Alex Davis and Nate Perry.
Perry back out, all the way to the basket, reverse layup, good, and a foul is called.
That 3-point play capped a 7-0 Pirate run to close the half. Thanks to 10 from Davis and 8 from Perry, Matanzas led 28-16. In the third, the Bulldogs began the long climb back.
Hampton in the corner, up top to Royal, back to Hampton. Loves that spot, and that is why. A 3-pointer for Anthony Hampton.
Hampton continued to cause problems as FPC outpaced Matanzas 19-8 in the quarter. The Pirates held a 36-35 lead. In the fourth, the teams went back and forth early.
Watson, another rebound, misses a putback, and it's just back up and in by Anthony Hampton. McCoy, another jumper. Let's go! And the Pirates take the lead right back as we go back and forth here in the fourth quarter of the battle for Belterre.
Matanzas led 40-39. Free throw shooting would be the difference. FPC shot 25 of 32. Matanzas just 9 for 23. Bulldogs win 56-48 for their 4th straight. Anthony Hampton finished with 19.
It's an unforgettable moment. Everybody thought we was going to lose this year, but things change. My team is really tough. We can rebound, we can play defense, we can hit shots, we can do everything. We dive on the floor, we do that. I love my team.
Anthony credits an injured teammate for sparking his team at the half.
Zackees Murphy, he uplifted us, gave us confidence. He told us, don't give up, keep pressuring the ball, and we're going to be back in it.
Bulldog coach Greg Shirley agreed.
I told him he was a coach for today. He gave a speech I would match with anybody at halftime.
Alex Davis led the Pirates with 19. That game can be seen on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel. This week, the WNZF Sports Network will be on the air for FPC Matanzas Soccer. The girls play Tuesday at 7:30, the boys 7:30 Wednesday. Both those games will be live on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel and the WNZF Facebook page. FPC Cheer qualified for the UCA National Championship after finishing 4th in regionals. This is your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.